Monday. Soon.
This is mine. Yeah, it's that problem with driving my lighting. I wanted to like start using the gear lever while I'm driving, so I'm itching into my space. Now, so I want to talk quickly, well, not quickly, but I want to share a little bit about the concept of whose report do you believe? Whose report do you believe? I suppose the premise scripture for the concept is the Israelites, they just came out of Egypt. They had these slave mentalities and they traveled for I think 40 days. And they got to the border of Canaan, the promised land. And then they sent out the 12 spies. And the 12 came back after a couple of days, and 10 of them said it's a great land. It really is. The problem is there's giants, so there's no ways we are going to ever inhabit that land. They actually said to them, so they actually said that we are like grasshoppers in their sight. Now they weren't just talking about big people, they were talking about really big people. The one king, his bed was 13 feet long. So you're looking at a guy that's about 4 meters long. Side of the Pharaoh. And 2 of them came back and said, hey, it's true, there's giants. But God said, He will lead us there. And needless to say, most of the people went and they chose to believe the 10, and that cost them the promised land. It didn't just cost them 40 years, it cost that generation the promised land. They never saw it. The generation that made the decision that day not to enter the promised land never entered. The others had to wait another 40 years before they could enter. They traveled around in the desert for 40 years. And now it's Joshua and but that's probably the most common story, where people had to make a choice between whose report they believe and the consequences of it. The people, the 2 spies that did believe that they entered the promised land, estimated age around 86, and Caleb at age 86, after they had conquered 31 kingdoms, still went to Joshua and said, listen, I want the hill country, the land of the giants. At age 86, he was up for a fight. So you've got to dig that kind of personality.
Thank you.
So that's the premise for my scripture, for my sermon, is that concept. And as we talk, I'll go through a bunch of other examples of where it happened, and I'll go right back to Genesis. Genesis 1:27, God says, "What? Let's make man in our image." So how was man created? In God's image. What was the first thing that the devil said to Eve? If you eat this fruit, you will be like him. But what did God say? I mentioned it briefly in my last sermon, but that's what he said. He said, I make you in my image, to rule and to reign and to have dominion. And then the devil came and said, you really want to be like him? Whose report did they believe? You see, now they believed the devil's report, because you have to remember that Adam was right there. The Bible says that her husband was with her. That word with is the word that implies side by side. Okay? So he was there with them. They both chose to believe another story. Now, Adam was an idiot because he heard this directly from God. I can't call people idiots, but in any case, Adam wasn't clever at that point in time. I mean, he listened to something else, even though he heard it from God's mouth. That they are made in His image. Every day he walked with God. He was unfamiliar. Did you get a bit of backdrop? Okay, before we go to the backdrop. No, now we're at Adam and Eve. Let's go, maybe let's skip a couple of generations before it happened again. No, it didn't. It happened with Cain and Abel. Okay? The next generation. So now we're at the second generation. It happened in the first generation where they believed the wrong report. Now in the second generation, once again, Abel goes and he makes a sacrifice. And his sacrifice gets accepted. Cain goes and he makes a sacrifice, and his sacrifice gets rejected. So God comes to him and says, hey, listen, don't be upset because your sacrifice got rejected. Just do what is right, and you will be accepted. Be careful that sin is lying at your door, and its desire is for you. But you must master it.
Amen.
So in that statement, God said to him, listen, it's not me that is rejecting you as a person. Your sacrifice was done from the wrong place. Change that and be good. Okay? But be careful, someone else is trying to destroy you. So, what does Cain do? He listens to the other report. He feeds into the anger or the rejection or whatever, and he kills his brother. That's like the second generation. Where people chose the wrong report. You guys, Cain suffers his consequences. Adam and Eve suffered the consequences of not being allowed back in the garden. Okay, so they lost the beauty of the promise because of the wrong report. Cain lost the beauty of reconciliation because he listened to the wrong report. Then you've got Noah. Noah made a good choice. It wasn't an easy choice. It had never rained up to that point in time, remember that? And then God said, listen, you build the ark. Noah's like, oh, I've got some ark. It's this, it looks like this, and Noah started building this, and Noah and his sons. And 100 years later, Noah was finished. 100 years later, Noah was finished. And we get angry when it doesn't happen within a year. Or 2 or 3 or 4. God promised me this, it's still not there. Some promises I've been waiting for almost 12 years. But we trust. We believe God's report. And so Noah believed God's report. And for 100 years he listened to the ridicule of people. Remember, for us it's one thing, like you see a guy walk out, you think he's nuts. But that's okay because it is possible that it might flood. Because we've seen rain. But this dude was there in the middle of nowhere, building a boat. It has never rained. No one's ever seen a walk or a boat. And he's building this thing. But Noah believed God's report, and him and his family were safe, and the rest died. Abram's a good example because he did both. He first did the wrong way, and then he did the right way. So God comes to Abraham and says, listen, you're going to have a kid. She named him Isaac, blah, blah, blah. They wait. I think Abram was about 90 or so. Got tired of waiting. Sarah got tired of waiting. She said, listen, just sleep with my slave. Maybe God will give you a child. Okay, so Abram slept with Hagar, and Ishmael was born. 12 years later, Isaac was born. From Sarah. His real wife. The problem was that the evidence of believing the wrong report, you see, he believed his wife's report. He said it's not going to happen any other way, you have to do it this way.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. So then he listened to the wrong report. He didn't stand on God's report. And so he listened to the other report. And now what you have today there in the Middle East, Jews and the Muslims fighting, because I thank you, Father Abraham. Because that's where it comes from. You know? It's actually a commitment that God made that they will not be at peace with one another. They will both prosper as nations, but they will not have peace with one another. And Jews are prosperous and Muslims are prosperous. The Arabs are prosperous. They are rich nations, strong nations. You know, you're the top people, the financial people in the world are Jews. Some of the richest people in the world are Arabs. So they prosper as a nation, as a people. But there's war, constant war. Listen to the wrong thing. It could have just been Isaac. But Abraham proved eventually that he really does believe what God says, what God says. And at age, when Isaac was 12, he took him to kill him. You know, God told Abraham, kill your son. Then he took him, was willing to kill him. What does the New Testament say about that? Knowing that God raised him from the dead. If you had to sacrifice him, God would resurrect him. So he knew that God would keep his word. So by then he had come to a place where he was fully surrendered to the report of God. You can see it in another place as well, where him and Lot were fighting. And you know, God came and said, listen, we're going to destroy this nation. You know, let me just tell this quickly, because it's one of the most beautiful passages in Scripture for me. God comes to visit Abraham. I think it's him and 2 angels. I'm not sure it's him and 2 angels, him and 3 angels. So these guys rock up at Abraham's house, and Abraham makes them food, and he serves them. And they greet him. You know, so it's at this point where God still told Abraham that, listen, Sarah's going to have a kid in a year's time. And God hears Sarah laugh and turns away his offering. So, story there. But in any case, so as they leave, they actually get up and they start walking, and then God turns to the angels and he says, listen, I really think you should tell Abraham, our friend, what is about to happen. And for me, that's one of the most beautiful statements in Scripture, where God turns around and when he talks of a man, he says, I don't think it is right that we do this without letting Abraham, our friend, know what is going to happen. So God turns around and he talks to Abraham, and Abraham says, listen, for 100 people or 50 people, will you save the city because God says, I'm going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. So he says, for 50 people, will you save it? For 50 righteous people? God says, well, sure. He says, well, obviously there's not 50 righteous people. So he says, okay, well, maybe for 20, for 10. What about 1? And then God went and he rescued Lot and his family out of Sodom and destroyed the city. Lot came to Abraham. He lost his wife in the process. God said, don't look back, shoot it back. She began to put on salt. I'm giving you like a bit of a biblical history here, but I want to show you the devastation of making the wrong decision on that one, believing the wrong report. And I want to show you that it's ingrained in humanity to choose the wrong one. We do it all the time. So God joins Abraham, and eventually Lot prospers because it was gifted to Abraham to prosper. Whatever he does will prosper. God was with him. So then they fight, their shepherds fight, and Abraham says, listen, we can't go on like this. We can't fight amongst each other, we're family. Why don't you choose which part of the country you want? And this is, I suppose, where Lot reveals his heart, and he chooses the best. I mean, he's only alive because his uncle asked God to spare him. And yet he then still takes the best of what his uncle has. In any case, his uncle goes on, he holds up grudges, he goes on because he believes in what God said about him when he lives. He goes on and he does this thing and he prospers. Abraham became so rich and so wealthy that kings would ask him to help them in battle. I mean, that's huge. He's just like one dude with his servants and stuff. And kings, 4 kings, when they went to war, came to him and said to him, listen, we're going to need your help. It's quite cool. But he believed God's report. So royalty, people that was royalty, looked up to him and honored him. Followed God's report. Because if you want to read more, you can read Joseph's story. Who doesn't know Joseph's story? Joseph had the dreams, got sold into slavery, then went to work in Potiphar's house, then got accused of rape, but he refused to sleep with his master's wife. He walked in integrity and he believed, because God gave him a dream saying that one day your brothers will bow to you. And they hated that, because he was like the lighter. So they really didn't like him. And he was daddy's favorite. He had a different coat. So in case he went through this whole trial, eventually he's supposed to have his brothers bow to him, and the next moment he's in prison in Egypt for something he didn't do. Now, you must understand this, that the word says that the people who bought Isaac from his brothers were Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites was Ishmael's family. It's not long ago, Jacob was Joseph's father and Isaac was Jacob's father. So this is their cousins that bought Joseph and sold him off to Egypt. It's their cousins. So his brother sold him to his cousins and they sold him to America. So he got into a right situation. I really would like to give you all these scripture references. So far I haven't left Genesis yet. Okay, I'm still in Genesis. I'm not going to spend the same amount of time where you live, but there you can. So. In any case, he spends some time in prison, and then these other guys come in from Pharaoh's chambers, and the bread, the bread bearer and the cup bearer, and the baker and the cup bearer, and he tells them both what the dreams they had means, and the dreams come to pass, and then they forget about it. Well, the cup bearer lives, and the baker dies, like Joseph told me. But the cup bearer forgets about it. But while Joseph is in prison, he has so much favor with the prison guards that they make him the main guy in the prison. So everybody in prison has to listen to Joseph. Except obviously for the guards. Because he had a spirit of excellence, I think. Eventually, Pharaoh has a bad dream, and the cupbearer says, "Oh, here's this dude in prison, and you know, his name's Joseph. He told me what would happen, and it happened." So the Pharaoh calls him out, and the next moment, Joseph is in charge of the whole country. Because he gave the Pharaoh some good advice based on the dream. And the next thing that happens is Joseph's brothers come and they bow to him. But you have to understand that there's easily 30 years they have in between the dream and the realization. It wasn't an easy 30 years. But he believed God's support, and he was able to save his family. And because of who Joseph was, we read that in Egypt, now it's now at the beginning of Exodus, because the story, Genesis ends with Joseph because that was the birth of the nation Israel. It's the origins of Israel. And Exodus. Now the slaves are there, but they were living in the best part of the country. Did you know that? That Israel, even though they were slaves in Egypt, had the best, most fertile part of Egypt to live in. Because that is the area that Pharaoh awarded Joseph for his family. So they were prospering. They planted something that could grow. They just, you could go wrong with them in that sense. It went so well that Pharaoh said, listen, these guys are getting a lot. We should make them slaves so that they don't think to rise up against us. So they were made slaves out of fear. Why did he do that? Because when a guy thinks he's a slave or believes he's a slave, he acts like a slave. And they don't come to their potential. So God knew that he couldn't raise Moses in that kind of mindset. So he got Moses exported into the palace, and the story happens. Moses got cornered in the desert, and he believed God's report. Remember, Egypt was the most powerful nation of the day. They were like Babylon that came after them. They were the military power of the day. You didn't just pick a fight with them. Plus, Pharaoh thought he was God. So Moses, walking in the field, looking after sheep, God speaks and says, you can do it. Moses says, I can't. God says, it's not. Give me someone else to speak for you, but I'm telling you, you can do it. Okay? So Moses goes. He goes and he does it. God works miracles through him, and all of a sudden he takes one from like herding sheep. He delivers 1.2 or so million people. Because he believed God's word. A day later, they get to the Red Sea. God had just killed all the firstborn children of Israel. He had just punished the Israelites for a period of weeks with blood for water and fleas and flies and frogs and all these things. He just offended every single god they had. They get to an ocean or a sea, and the Israelites say, oh, what? Did God bring us here now today? It's not even like 2 days ago that God delivered things, and they forget it. So, in any case, God puts up a wall of fire behind them, and he opens up the Red Sea, and they go through that. And he drowns the whole army of Egypt in one sitting in the Red Sea. So now I'm saying so many things that our scientist-orientated people here today will have a few days. Okay, so Moses believed God's report, despite of the people's complaining. Despite of what the people were saying about the hopelessness of the situation, Moses believed God's report. Okay, so now we're going to skip. And we get to the story where I started and where those people are. And now we're beyond it. We live on the promised land. Joshua believed God's report, and he saw 31 kings delivered to him. 31 kingdoms. You know how incredible it is. 31 kingdoms. You know what Joshua is known for? That when Moses left the tent of meeting, Joshua would wait behind, he would stay behind. The tent of meeting was the place where God would meet Moses and Joshua. So when Moses left, Joshua stayed to spend more time with God. So he was asked to take over from Moses. So he believed God's report. You know the funny thing about the Israelites? Really they amaze me in their stubbornness. Because we always say, if I could just hear God's voice, if I could just see Jesus talk to you, everything would be different. We would make different decisions. You wouldn't. That's the sad thing about it. You wouldn't. Because the Israelites saw God on the mountain. And while they saw God on the mountain, and whenever he spoke, the earth would shake and the thunder would sound like thunder. They saw him there, the mountain was permanently on fire. Now, apart from this, they had a column of fire over them at night and a cloud over them in the day so that they don't get sunburned. Permanently. They had food every day raining down from heaven. What did they do the moment Moses goes? Because he's been gone for a couple of days. I think he's dead. I think we should build a calf. Let's build an idol. I mean, you can see your God. He feeds you every day, and you still go and build a calf. I don't care. But apparently, a lot of people did it. So we probably won't be all that much of an exception. I'm just saying that if everything it would have been easy, I'm just saying that probably did. So, anyways, I go back there because these are the people that say we believe that we can't do it. It's not, they've been living in the miracle of God. So much so that they even said, listen, we need meat. We're tired of this angel's bread. We're tired of the food of angels. Give us meat. So God flipping rains down meat. With the quails, no? So much so that it's not coming out of their nose. The place where those people died is called Hebrew of the Torah. That means the grave of craving or the grave of lust. Yes. But you crave. Kills you. If you crave the wrong thing, it will kill you.
Thank you.
A guy used to have that he used to call our smokers Walpa, keep off the top. At the underfall, at the NEC store. So it's a big board out there with wire, keep off the top. People drive off Then it's these people that stood at the border of the promised land and said, God, don't do it. And they died in a period of 4 years. It's incredible. It's not like it was people that didn't see God that said God. They saw God to do that. You can fast track to the New Testament. And you can go read about Daniel and Ezekiel and Isaiah and Jeremiah and all these guys. Read their story and see how that works. See the good kings and the bad kings. And you'll see time and time again those who believe God's report to Gospels and those who didn't are not there. You can read the story about Paul. Although he was well schooled in the ways of Judaism, when he encountered Jesus, chose God's report. Paul was a murderer. He killed the people that he was now joining. So he could have chosen to believe the report that would condemn him and disqualify him from being able to preach the gospel. By saying you're a murderer, you're not good enough for this, you don't deserve to be this. He could have chosen to believe that, and we would not have had 2/3 of the New Testament. But he chose to believe God's report. Peter could have chosen what the world said about him, that you're a fisherman and that's what you'll be. Or he could have chosen Jesus' report, God's report about him, which he did, and he became one of the pillars of the church. Jesus could have believed what the people around him were saying about it. Or he could believe what his father was saying about it. He made the right choice. He brought salvation to the world. Paul made the right choice. He spread the gospel to us, the Gentiles, to us. So today, we sit and we have this thing we call the newspaper. Papers, obviously. So, news 24. Carte blanche or whatever. Facebook, these social media systems that overwhelm you with all this stuff. About what you should be, what you ain't. What's happening in all the politics, economics, how far you fall short of all those things. How you need this thing and need that thing and need this thing to be okay. It tells you that life is supposed to be this way. I had a discussion with my wife yesterday right here. I told her, I said, I was just thinking about, she shared something with me and I said, I was just thinking about how much I'm still realizing that life just isn't the way I thought it was going to be. It's just not. We have these ideas as kids, like what it is like to be grown up, no? And then you get grown up and it's just not like it. Am I ever going to flip and grow up? No. Because it's just not like you think grown up life is. It's like weird realities in it and stuff. No, it gets you. But then you've got this thing, whose report will you believe? Will I believe what God says about me? Will I believe that when God says to me, He honors me and He loves me and I'm precious to Him and that I'm enough and that I'm more than a conqueror? Will I believe that, or will I take what the world tells me and says, you fall short here? And let's not even talk about money. Let's talk about, you really don't need to marry anymore, divorce is messy, so why don't you just sleep around and, sleep with some people for a longer period of time and other people a shorter period of time. What about this whole open marriage? If you want to get married, can't do that open marriage. If you see someone you dig, sleep with them and it's okay because you guys are agreeing about it, you laugh, there's celebrities that do that. Will Smith and his wife have that marriage. They can sleep around as much as they want. It's not just Will Smith and his wife, there's a number of celebrities that do that. It's acceptable. Why? Because it's easier than to get pissed off with your husband or your wife because they're actors and they get people hitting on them all the time. So it's easier than to get angry with them all the time and say, why are you doing this again? Let's just say, you can do it. Just come home to me. But it's radical, but you can do that. And it's not that far-fetched, right? Because swingers have existed for millennia. That's an open marriage. It's just another form of open marriage.
Cis-man.
Sharing scary.
No.
There's limits here. But you guys hear what I'm saying? People do crazy stuff. Isn't that the thing that makes marriage so beautiful? The exclusivity of it?
Amen.
So you take that away, then what is it? It is what the world says it could be, how beautiful, how free, how open it is. But it steals every bit of value out of it. And keep your freedom and your openness. I know what an empty bottle becomes. I know what it becomes. Or what an open bottle becomes. It becomes empty. Anything that's just too open becomes empty. Becomes devoid of meaning and content. So So there's yet we try and sounds cool though.
No.
You know, sex with the same person for 40 years. This open nation sounds good. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. What did you just think about 40 years? You're gonna make me blush.
Let's talk about money.
Let's talk about that. You know, you can't just drive the new Toyota. You need to drive the Toyota Legend 50 that's coming out this year.
Amen.
Yeah, you know, if you drive the Ford Ranger, you have to drive the 3.2 V6 Wildcat, preferably the Raptor conversion, which is just a little bit more basic. Because that will make you happy. You know, that will make you feel. It does, it feels great for the first month. You do need the iPhone XS. Yes, you need it. Okay, you have to have it. It's the clearest retina display ever. It's incredible. Until you buy it, and 2 months later they launch the XR. Okay? And you know, whatever the deal is there, or you know, it doesn't matter. A month later, the buddy just got a better phone. Well, you know what? You got the same phone, but you got a better package on that phone. And that is really frustrating. Because, you know, if you're an iPhone fan, it doesn't matter what Samsung someone else got. But if your buddy got the iPhone, and he got 200 minutes more than you, for $50 more, you went, what are we saying? You're not happy. You were content just now. Now you're irritated. Because you believe the wrong report. You believe the report that tells you that that thing will make you happy. That being able to pay 30,000 rand for a phone will make you happy. No, you're right, but it's crazy because that's what those phones cost. I mean, I've got some S9. What does it cost? 17, 18,000? No. For flipping phone. I can buy a really nice laptop that can phone out for 20K.
It's going to be hard to carry it around.
Well, not with the new phones coming out, you know. You know, we're funny a bit about something, but what I'm trying to tell you is the ridiculousness of what people believe. I've got no problem having the newest phone, the fastest Lambo. I've got no problem with that. If you like it, you like it. But don't ever think it makes you happy. Everything that can make you happy. Because you can buy the Audi RA6. But if you live anywhere else but South Africa, your buddy's going to pitch up there with the Audi RA6R ABT. And that's just going to freak you out. Because that takes your car from 426 kilowatts to 620 kilowatts. So it was slow, and it was fast, just no. Pretty dolphins. He believes pretty dolphins are going to make it. So, there is nothing alignment within what God says about it.
Amen.
Amen.
Nothing. I've looked many places, as I'm sure most of you have. If you haven't found it by now, you won't.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to give you lasting contentment, happiness, fulfillment outside of what God has made out for you. It's the way it is. You really can just look at your own life. You don't have to believe it. You can really just go look at your own life. If you were happy, you wouldn't be here. It's impossible for you to be happy and content and end up in a seat in this place.
Unless you volunteer.
Unless you come and volunteer. But you cannot be here if you will be here. You could not be here if you believe the right people. And you know what, guys, I'm not saying that that road is easy. Not. But I can tell you after 12 years of walking it, I don't regret a single day of it.
Really?
Yes, really. It's my wife. That's it's because I've seen good fruit. Because I've learned what it is to be at peace. I've learned what it is to be less concerned with what the world says than what God says. I've learned how nice it is to wake up in the morning and not feel the need to know what's happening in my outside world, as though I'm going to do something about it. It's the most frustrating thing. If you read the newspaper, you can't do anything about it. All you can do is get miserable. No, you need to know what's going on. Well, if you really want to know what's going on, read the business section, because then you can maybe make some good financial decisions. But you and me, we're not going to do anything about the political things that's going on. Okay? So, and the state of the country. You know what we can do about everything? Seek the prosperity of the country we can. In other words, do the best. I spoke to really understand about the same thing. If I do my best and I excel at what I do, I automatically make the country I live in a better place. Because my environment becomes a better place. My environment becomes a safer place for people to be. I can't ask anyone else to do it. That is on me. It's my responsibility. Yeah? Doesn't matter where you are, who you are, or whatever. If you do what you need to do, if you believe God's report about you where He says, whatever you put your hands to will prosper. If you believe that He says diligence is your precious possession, if you believe that He says that your gift will open up room, will make room for you, if you believe that, your life will change. Not because anybody else is making it, because you believe in the right thing. I'm not telling you stuff in the secret. I'm telling you stuff in the Bible. You know, the problem is we interpret this life through this life's eyes. This life is only a small part of the real picture. I remember who I was talking to the other day. I got this, it was years ago, it's maybe about 8 years ago, I got this like revelation when I was walking and I understood something, and in that moment I saw a puzzle being completed. Actually, I saw in my head, I saw this piece going into a puzzle, and the puzzle was complete. And I understood a specific concept about God and how things work. And the next moment, everything went, and I pulled out of this picture, and that that whole puzzle became another piece in a board with a lot of other pieces of a bigger puzzle. And then that happened again. And I began to realize that when I came to realize that really what I think I know, it's only a small piece of a much bigger picture. And that helped me not to interpret my life that I live today as the whole picture.
Thank you, Jesus.
It helped me to understand that whatever is happening right here and right now, it's only a very small part of a much bigger thing. So I really don't need to fret anything too much. I need to remain diligent and excellent at what I do. Yes. And the Bible says I must always love, and that's what I try and do. Now, but it's not about making now better, because now it's just a small part of a much bigger thing. Some people find planes that draw maps of the whole area, and they think they know the area. Other people spend their lives studying 2 different trees on that mountain. And they think they know everything about the trees. And other people study the bugs that live on those trees. You are hearing what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So much. There's so much beauty. So much beauty. I'm a sucker for beauty. I love beautiful colors. I love my wife, that's my language.
But you mentioned the cars first. But yeah, yeah.
I'll pay for that on the way out. I love little flowers. I love big flowers. I love trees that are beautiful. I love beautiful scenery. I love the sound of the waterfall and the sound of rain in front of it. It's beautiful things. I love beauty. So that's why I often use the word beauty. There's just so much beauty in walking closely with God. Why? Because whatever's happening in my life now doesn't taint the beauty that there is. Because there's always beauty. Whatever ugly is happening, it's happening. It's what it is. But there's still beauty. And we rest in that. If we can rest in that, that's what God says about it. God is taking my life somewhere. I don't know what the plan is exactly. And some things can scare a person. Uncertainty about the future is a big thing. You know, I've done some life coaching in my life, and the one question that it's when we talk about human needs, and you say, where's certainty? Most people that say no for one reason. They don't know what the future holds. They know everything else. They know they'll have food, they'll know they have a house, they know they've got everything else, but because they don't know what their future holds, they feel uncertain. So we allow one thing to take everything else. One little thing shakes everything. Because we don't believe what God says. Doesn't He say that I know the plans I have for you? Plans to what? Prosper you, and what? Not to do? Not to harm you. Plans for future and hope. That's His report about my life. A very summarized report, but that's the report about my life. I can just believe it. I don't want to take it on. But choose your report, because it will define your vision, your sight. It will define the way you see what happens in life. You know, God says in His Word that I'm just going to get back to this, we can't interpret this life through this life's eyes, or in context of this life. Right? Because the Word says, and I think in Ecclesiastes, that God has placed eternity in the hearts of man. It is the glory of God, and this is in Proverbs, it's the glory of God to consider matter, it's the glory of the king to search matter. So if God placed eternity in my heart, and there's matters that I must seek out with God, then surely this life isn't supposed to be interpreted in the context of this life. It should be interpreted in the context of eternity and who God is. So when stuff happens, you don't get caught up here, you take it up here and you interpret it on the right lines. And what I don't understand, I trust God as well because He says He's faithful. That's His report to me. He says, because when you blow it, I remain faithful because I can't deny myself. What? Why is He faithful? Has it anything to do with me? No, it says because He cannot deny Himself. So He's faithful, He's going to be faithful. I'm not going to do what I want. He's going to be faithful. You see, in Ephesians 11, Ephesians 1, it also says that He works every decision He makes in accordance with what? The counsel of His will. So, every decision He makes concerning my life, and the word says that He has got more thoughts towards me than the sands on the seashore. So every one of those thoughts is in line with His will. Not with my events, in line with His will. If I live in my events, I don't hear that. I live in His will. Then life sounds different. It looks different. It feels different. Get it?
Yes.
Can you see what you need to change? Please don't walk out here thinking I said Lambos are bad car. Just live. You always have to choose every day, every situation. You can make it a bit real. And then I'm going to stop. It's not out of the guy space and it's not out of the lady space. So, guys, they're sitting there, they're chatting. One guy makes a comment towards one group, and the guy feels he needs to react. Because I don't want other people to think I'm a coward. Why do I want other people to think I'm afraid to stand up for myself? So I have to say something. You know, the ego. You know? And guys can get into quite a scuffle about doing comments. Because you see, then for us, I can't afford people to think I'm weak. Because then I believe I'm weak. You see, because I only believe about myself what other people say about me. So if other people are going to say I'm weak,